Today's video is all about shoulder mount combos. It's one of my favorite moves, so I wanted to throw some combos at you. I've tried to fit in as many different moves in as I possibly can, so I really hope you like it. If you want to see in-depth full tutorials for any of these combos, check out studio.polefreaks.com. But here I'm going to give you a few little tips to make them a little bit easier if you have been taught these moves before. Shoulder mount to an elbow grip straddle with leg waves. Into a handstand Aisha, to a flatline Scorpio, into a shoulder stand straddle with leg waves. Pull with your arms and engage your core to lift into your shoulder mount, hooking the same knee as the shoulder that you're lifting on. The elbow grip actually has a lot more grip than it looks like as long as you keep your hips away from the pole. Leg waves are always optional, but why not throw them in? As I squeeze my legs on, I still keep my hips away as I slide my body towards the floor. Even though it's tricky, I do love a true grip handstand. So you can keep your body super close to the pole here if you need to, but if it's feeling good, move your body away. I hook the same leg as the top arm, and if necessary, re-grip that top arm a teeny tiny bit before circling the free leg around the pole to give me a nice spin to come into the flatline Scorpio. The bottom hand can stay where it is or just slightly be repositioned to come into your little flatline Scorpio pose. To come to the floor, I take my free hand back on the pole, thumb up and pull, and I circle the straight leg towards the same side shoulder until I can take the opposite shoulder onto the pole. Take the free hand into a cup grip and open to a straddle, and then again throw in some leg waves. Twisted grip shoulder mount to a little bow and arrow pose, to a Pegasus, into a flatline Scorpio, to a straddle, to a really low Superman. While you're going to do both sides, of course, you might prefer your harder side shoulder mount to make your Pegasus easier. Pull with your arms and engage your core to lift into your shoulder mount. As you sickle the top foot, make sure that leg stays super straight, and you can hold this little bow and arrow pose and should feel quite comfortable. As you hook your top elbow, try to keep your hips nice and high so you can gently go into the Pegasus. I then re-hook the top foot in exactly the same position and reach thumb up with the top hand. It's less movement than it feels like it should be. You can then take the bottom hand with the fingers pointing down low on the pole and push as you turn your body towards the pole. The sickle of the top foot should help you circle your body into the pole to hook the free leg into your flatline Scorpio. As this is quite low, I try to keep as much height as possible, so I press both thighs into the pole for the straddle, and then I can lean back knowing how much height I have for the Superman. You should be at a really good height just to lower your body to the floor, and then you can pose as much as you want to finish. Carousel to a shoulder mount, to a climb over, to an umbrella seat, into a normal seat. I love the carousel to a shoulder mount. It's a bit tricky, and I do hook with one hand thumb up and the other hand in a cup grip, but you can change the top hand to a cup grip if you want to as well. Try to make sure you don't pull the bottom arm into the pole too soon, as you will catch the side of the arm rather than the shoulder. I like to then hook the same leg as my top arm to come into my climb over, and I pull into the pole and slightly rotate backwards to help me come into my figurehead. The outside hand comes behind the back, thumb up, and you can squeeze into the inside armpit. Lift both legs up, leading slightly with the inside leg, so you can catch the inside hand onto the inside of the inside leg to hold this little chair. To come out, your inside hand can come back onto the pole and pull, and you can lower your legs to the floor, or you can twizzle down. I squeeze everything as hard as possible when I take the outside hand off and back thumb up on the pole above the inside arm and pull. Keep the outside leg bent or straight depending on your height, and lead with the knee into the pole. That should start giving you a little bit of a spin, so you can take your hips to the pole and squeeze your legs on for your seat. Shoulder mount, to a brass monkey, to a goddess, into a shy bendy, into a wrist seat. Hopefully shoulder mount to a brass monkey is one of your go-to moves. So to come into your goddess, your inside hand pushes low to help you lift your torso, and you can reach up with the outside hand. It's really important to make sure you have loads of grip on the side of the inside thigh as you come through your goddess and then shy bendy. If you don't, you can wiggle your bum past the pole a little bit more to make sure you lock in this position. Crossing your outside knee over your inside foot should help give you loads of grip for the shy bendy as long as your butt is in the right place. Bring your free hand above your knees and your bottom hand above your top hand, and you can start to rotate down the pole. So I kick my outside leg into the pole as I pull with the arms, lift the chest into the pole and loosen the grip on the inside thigh. You can rotate here as much as you want, and when you're ready to go into your wrist seat, take your feet in line with your hips. Take the same hand as the bottom thigh underneath the bottom leg and you can open up to your wrist seat. Trap split flip to a layout, to an invert, to a cross knee hold, into a handstand dismount. There are so many technical parts for this trap split flip, so really do make sure you have been taught that one already. From the trap split flip, I jump straight up into the layout. I try and react as quickly as possible, so as soon as my feet touch the floor, I try and lift up and jump up into my layout. From there, the free hand can come thumb up underneath the top arm, and you can pull your chest up, swing the same leg as the bottom arm behind the pole, around the front of the pole, and then you can invert from there. Your inside leg comes low and over the front of the pole as if you're going to do a genie, but then you take your bottom hand the other side of your bottom thigh with your fingers pointing down and push. Lift the top thigh as hard as you can, crossing this foot over the other side of the pole, and then you can start to squeeze in the back of the inside armpit for your crossed knee hold. A nice exit from this one is to slide to the floor as long as you're not too far away from the floor. So the inside hand comes a thumb up in the gap between the knees, but make sure you keep the armpit grip. Your outside hand can reach underneath your shoulder and you can push before straightening your legs and coming through your handstand dismount. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to check out more shoulder mount tips, I've got that video for you too. Bye now.